funny. I don't know whether it was intentional, but,
but
Ricky Wilson. What?
I don't know. I think just saying it outright is quite funny.
All right, Ricky Wilson came to the barrier, grabbed my hand and spat in my mouth.
Hello everyone, welcome to Bad Sounds. We're going to talk about live performances that we've been fortunate enough to see. Rebecca, tell me about nearly all of yours in the first instance. Go.
So, it started...
When I was born.
So, do I just go with my favourite?
You
Just talk.
an order that you see, a hierarchy.
It's probably going to start with Pulp, so you might as well start with Pulp.
A hierarchy.
You know what? Jarvis Cocker, Chili Gonzalez at the Barbican last year.
You slow down.
Okay.
You've got content to go through, we've got an hour.
Jarvis
Chili
Cocker.
Gonzalez at the
Explain
Barbican
Chili Gonzalez,
last year.
because for those that aren't familiar, like me, and
I don't.
Chili
everyone.
Gonzalez is a pianist.
I think it's very
And-
different.
Did he play Common People?
Yeah, he actually sung Common People.
Wow, what a rip-off.
Jarvis is a
Surely
myth.
you want someone else to do that. Out of the two of them.
No, yeah, they did an album together, and I went to see it at the Barbican, and it was kind of more of a show thing. It was like it had a plot and everything.
Oh my god.
I know.
It's a Muse concert.
How lame is
It had a
that?
storyline.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, obviously it's biased because Jarvis Cocker is just.
Your biological father
My-
and lover. In the weirdest way you can
You
do
know
it.
what? I wish you hadn't said that, but yeah. Yeah, immense. Yeah.
What was the storyline?
Don't shut
Storyline. It was about the Chateau Marmont in America. It's a hotel, and Jarvis stayed there, and he wrote an album about it.
He wrote an album?
He wrote
Not
whole
just a
album.
song?
Not just a song. And people like...
You could have gone with Hotel Yorba, but he was like, no, I'm going
Yeah.
to turn this one song into an album.
Oh, he went for it. He really did. Because people like...
That, my friends, is continuity.
Jean Harlow and her husband, who turned out to be gay and killed himself or something. That was a song.
Keep it light.
Have
Keep
you
it
read...
light.
Stayed there in the room. So he had so much content to write about. So he did it.
Cool.
And it was just...
What guy?
It was such a good live show,
I think
obviously, because it's him.
Paul McCartney's new album's about a hotel or something like that.
Are you thinking of the Arctic Monkeys?
Hotel Tranquil 4 out of 5 babies. That's what the album's called, right? Because it's not a song.
No,
It's called 4 out of 5.
the Paul McCartney new one, I've not heard it. It's called Egypt.
Egyptian hotel.
It's called Egypt.
It's called Egypt. It's about hotels.
Egypt Station. That's it. But I think he's.
It's called Egypt Station, but talks about hotel, not train stations. You think, being 90 or however old he is, he would only talk about train station and bus routes.
I'm sure that's a section of his live show.
Oh, 100%. He stops the show and then starts going, have you ever taken the number 45? And then
Where's he from?
I don't know.
Wales?
Everywhere. He's from all over the
Welsh,
place.
we know that.
The famous Welsh band, the Buttles.
The Robuttles.
The Beatles, but it's spelt like Beetle.
No, it's the Beatles, but spelt with a shit
Spelt
ton of
right.
L's and Y's.
That's Beatles spelt right, because Beatles is
Go, go, go.
wrong, isn't it? B-E-A is now spelled Beetle.
No, it's B-E-E-E.
Yeah.
B-E-double-E. It's 3 E's.
B-E-E-E.
B triple E, 2 C's for thick.
Tripoli is a city in the Middle East.
Triple E.
That's not in Africa.
Welcome to Countdown.
It's kind of like, it's one of those, it's like, is it Middle East, is it Africa, we aren't really, it's
It's
like,
in Libya.
If I'm not allowed there,
Yeah, it's
if
Middle
hang on,
East.
no. If
It's
I'm not
North
allowed,
Africa.
no.
Yeah, but
If I'm not allowed there, it's Middle Eastern. Simple as. If I'm not allowed there,
halfway between Middle East, it's like one of those, it's like where does Europe end? Is
to be
Eastern
fair,
Europe,
I do
like
agree with him, and I can
Asia?
say that because I'm from there, not Libya, but close enough.
Doesn't mean you know
Oh,
what it
you
is.
Aiden Dunn.
Yeah.
Aiden Dunn.
Full names. Should we really say them? I don't know.
I'll bleep it out with someone. I'll bleep it out with.
Someone
Wait.
playing guitar, actually.
What should we record later that bleeps it out? Should I just scream like?
Sample the Smiths from like 8 different songs and play them together.
No. We'll get the Smith, but we'll add like a.
Can we get the sound of someone chewing?
The Smiths distorted beyond belief. Someone shitting over it.
Through Aiden's guitar sound.
We'll get some jangle pop and we'll make someone chew over it.
K-pop.
But was that your first gig?
No.
What was your first gig?
My first gig was scouting for girls in
That's
2000.
proper
I
80s.
know.
Wow.
In 2008, though. So I was
Jeez.
7. And you know what's even worse? Last
You're
year.
7 now.
Yeah.
You're still
But,
7.
Last November, I saw them. This is literally last November.
Was it the
So
Cliffs?
9 years later, I saw them. I saw them at the Cliffs, which is where I saw them 9 years before.
That's
Wow.
wild.
Oh.
That isn't that full circle. I thought that was quite nice.
I heard something like almost strangely identical, but still so much worse.
Oh.
Because the first,
The scouting for girls aren't like really bad.
No,
like,
they're not
like oh, I wouldn't want to.
Yeah, but years and years are, and I saw them live.
They're
Yeah.
really bad. Years and years are really bad. But
Which one are they?
Huh?
Is that
I've,
which one are they?
they're the ones that did King.
Oh, I saw them at V Festival.
Yeah,
I saw them at Latitude.
King. King.
So bad.
See,
My
They're not
favourite
great,
song
are
these
They're
days.
decent. Like
No,
I
They're
think
They're actually, to be honest, they were okay live.
I'm
But
gonna-
you buy the album, and you're just thoroughly disappointed. I saw them
I
live.
didn't go that far.
Oh, I did. I bought the album because I thought, well, they were quite good, and then
That's fair enough.
they were
That's-
awful.
Yeah, because
The album's so dry; it's just mids, and there's no.
or MIDI actually is what you're trying to say. isn't it?
MIDI,
It's all-
yeah.
There's no real instruments, but because when me and Charlie hear years and years King, we for coursework for music technology, we had to replicate the song King in its entirety, including lyrics. No, including the vocal melody, but only using Cubase.
Oh, cool.
See, because for Charlie, that wasn't like for that had an extra layer of sting for me because I just despise Cubase, whereas Charlie doesn't mind Cubase. But
Cubase is the best door.
I mean, we're recording this on Logic, so that's just not the case, and I can't start this every time. I fail to grasp what's going wrong. So maybe Charlie's right, but also no. But so we have to try and sort out, like we have to like replicate the insights of drums and the bass and all that kind of stuff on Cubase, which is the most infuriating thing. We've not enough MIDI keyboards to go around. So
You couldn't use your own plugins either, or like your own VSTs because, or you couldn't use ones from the internet because if you want to change anything on the laptops, you need an administrator's permission, and the administrators are the library guys, the guys that work in the library, and they never.
Hang on,
They never
the
do
library
anything.
guys.
They're the administrators.
They
They
work in the
run
library?
the system. They run the system. The internet stuff and.
Oh, like the IT people.
Yeah, they never would come down and like change anything for you unless you booked it with them like 2 weeks in advance.
How busy are they?
So if you wanted to use like a plugin from the internet, like a vocoder or something like that, not that you could use vocoders because that's not MIDI.
Yeah, because you couldn't do anything. You couldn't.
If you wanted to use like a replication of a synth from the internet, like you couldn't download that because you need like a password from the administrators, and they never tell you what it
Because
is.
the worst bit was as well because there were two songs to choose, and you could choose from that. We could choose "Breakfast at Tiffany's" by.
No, that was the other one. The other task is we had to do a task that we could use sampling for. We could use whatever we wanted.
No, we couldn't.
You could actually sampling.
You couldn't record.
I sampled some stuff in it.
You couldn't record guitars on that. You couldn't.
No, not guitars. No, like you have to do a club dance song or a house song.
No, but what was that? There was definitely one where it says, "Oh."
You had to do either "Man Who Sold the World" or "Breakfast at Tiffany's" in a style of either two-tone ska
That was it.
or
That
trance
was it.
music.
Yeah, who would want to do two-tone ska MIDI?
Exactly.
That's the worst thing I could ever think of. That's 2 layers of like AIDS. First of all, it's ska, which I hate.
Okay.
And then it's
why do
MIDI.
you hate ska?
Because it's just and reggae. I'm lumping it all together.
Oh, I don't mind reggae. It's pretty just
Reggae
listen to it, you know?
reggae is the most counterintuitive revolution soundtrack I could ever think of. It's like do you want to get riled up? Well, just sedate yourself chemically and listen to this music that's like so repetitive and like.
Although to be honest, I
mundane.
can quite happily listen to trance music.
I yeah, but like
Quite happily.
it's not
it's
like
oh
sad
revolution.
music.
Yeah.
Like oh get riled up. Listen
not
to this and have one of
uningestible
these bad boys.
musically.
Like it's not isn't indigestible, but I think very little is actually indigestible. What is indigestible? What's something that you can't listen to? I can't think of many things.
There's like the white noise music, which is the worst.
What like the like?
It's like just like
I
Gorillaz have a song, Joplin Spider, and that's the worst.
legit don't mind that. Or, like,
I know you don't.
crushing
That's
bass noise.
it's just
I don't mind that.
Or,
not digestible to me.
Or Lemon Song by... No, not Lemon Song. It's Lemon Ballad of the Lemons, or whatever it's called.
By Led Zeppelin. I was like,
No,
I'm
no.
going to fight you, because that's a great
No,
song.
no, Ballad of the Lemons by Blonde Redhead is pretty... you actually, once you listen to it a few times, you can listen to it, but upon first listen, it's like, this is the worst thing on earth.
Von Cura.
The entire album of
I
Von Cura.
love Von Cura. I think that's so good.
I feel like a lot of trance music and a lot of rave music gets me a bit not
agitated.
Drum and
I
bass,
was about to say
yeah.
agitated a little bit
It's
to the
a
point
bit-
where I sort of like I really don't want to be listening to
Sampling a
this.
new
Then.
song.
I've been in clubs where like the music's just been sort of the same sort of stuff for so long. I've like all my friends are here and like they're all having a great time and I'm having a good time with my friends and I'm like I can't be in this room anymore. I'm gonna go home.
I'm gonna off myself. What you say then? I'm gonna end it all right now.
Yeah. So I think that one particular time I went out and got McDonald's and got on a taxi home. I had a really good evening. After that,
At home.
no, at home.
Start a new character on Skyrim. Abandon my friends. I'm gonna be a dark elf. That's fucking cool.
Argonians. They can breathe underwater. That's a pretty good one.
Do you want to go back to live performance?
I was say too, you can't breathe underwater.
Jarvis Cocker.
Before you bring it up, I want to bring up this weird cyclical Cliffs Pavilion thing. That,
Sure. I forgot.
you were talking about.
Yeah.
The first concert I went to.
Why is there a wine first?
I don't know.
Yes. The first concert I went to that I can remember was I went with my parents. And it's going to come as no surprise to you.
I'm not only
Is it Biffy Clyro?
I'm holding on.
I went with my parents to go and see an ABBA tribute band
Oh my god.
Yes.
called Bjorn Again.
Oh!
And they're like
so
they're like the world's.
I was like, something like that.
It's going to be more on my microphone.
Oh, that's weird. That's annoying.
But they're called Bjorn Again. They're like the world's leading ABBA tribute band. They've been together for 30 years. This year's their 30th anniversary.
Today's their birthday.
And I am almost 90% sure my parents have bought tickets to go and see them at the Cliffs Pavilion again.
Oh.
So
That's what they've looked for. The other day, like on a poster.
yeah.
I have a friend that looks like one of the guys, and she's a girl, and it's funny. But she's strongly resembling.
Your first concert was Jack White, wasn't it?
At the O2.
Yeah, my first.
Really?
Because both of us were like, no, we're gonna wait till we actually get to see who we definitely want to see. It's like he waited for Jack White, I waited for Muse.
Well, no, I didn't. I mean, I was 14, so
Were you actually 14? I thought you were older than
I
that.
was a little chub boy.
Oh, I waited then.
Waddling around. No, yeah, because I couldn't really go and see a gig, I suppose, because first of all, my parents would be like, "You're just gonna die," and also like a lot of gigs are like 16 plus.
Mate, you're gonna die, you little neek.
I expected it to be so you were quite late.
Incel, you're gonna die.
You're such a virgin. You're gonna die.
You're a total virgin, you're gonna die.
I'm 14. There are no excuses.
There are no excuses for you being a total virgin.
What do you prefer? I don't know. I haven't decided. Go into your room. No, I didn't see another band until I think I was 16 or 17 when I saw my first like gig.
Who was your first gig?
The Garden.
Nice.
And I've also compared this as to. This is a bit of a weird analogy, but imagine the first time you had sex, it was with 9 porn stars. And it kind of like, your entire perception of the event was kind of like just thrown off completely. The Garden was so crazy that all gigs seem like, so far, I will be proved wrong at some point, but they seem tame in comparison. Because the Garden was it was transvestite crackheads just everywhere. It was the most bizarre thing I've ever seen in my life. It was like just drugs flying around, this little like it was so crazy. It was like fist fights in the mosh pit, like fights, like not like pushing, like a man like punched the man in the face, I believe. It was really, really good. I enjoyed myself a lot.
I'll tell you what, it was a little
But
bit.
like everything else in comparison is like, oh, this is just like a.
This is just
I'm just
mild.
not surprised because it's the Garden.
And the Garden are like some weird old boys.
I
They're
love
like
so good.
they're fish people. they're not
It's your
right.
boy, HP, back at it again with the fish people.
H.P. Lovecraft's favourite band is the Garden.
He's the lead singer.
He was the
Still.
lead singer. Yeah, lead singer and bassist of the Garden is H.P. Lovecraft. But yeah, they're a weird band. But go on, Johnny.
So it was a little bit like that. Was when I went to see Royal Blood
Still quite
Pally
cool
Pally.
you've seen them.
Yeah, they were quite good.
Yeah.
I'm sure they were good the first time round.
Yeah.
Oh, no, I like their album. I'm not going to...
Well,
I
got
like
a
a
couple
few of
of
their
good
songs
songs
on their album.
You're allowed to be wrong.
It's got a couple of good tracks in it. It's absolutely not as good as the first.
No,
album.
of course not.
But talking about the gig was really good. They played like most of the set was the first album.
Oh, that's
Which is
good.
fair enough. But like they played a fair chunk, and they're better live. To be fair,
Oh, they better live.
yeah,
Better live.
it's more enjoyable live.
Say one of their songs and say it's better live, but just in a sentence.
What do you think of the song Loose Change?
It's alright.
Is it better live?
It's better live.
You listen to the whole thing. Loose changes.
It's quite bad.
Say it. You don't like the song Loose Change?
I don't know all their songs to be honest.
Sure you do.
I tell you what.
There are like 9. How do you?
But what makes Royal Blood more enjoyable is a constant fear of death from all sides. Because it was one of those mosh pits. That no matter how far you went back or forward,
Oh yeah.
it's still there. It's still there, and there's still somebody next to you. Let's open this bitch up. And it's like,
That is so good because the Garden are the same format as them. The Garden is a lead singer who plays bass and a drummer. So is it just that format of band? Is it?
they're just angry people.
Well,
Yeah,
if
no,
you're a
it's not.
bassist,
I actually have a feeling it's probably to do with compensation.
It's
I reckon it's that the bassist and drummer, like, you know...
overcompensation.
Yeah.
What plants in the audience to like just fight people?
No, like, we have to be just so over the top
Yeah.
that you guys get
not
going.
over the top, raucous. I think is the word.
Raucous,
Yeah. The music
okay.
over the top. Isn't
The
the
weird
same.
thing about Royal Blood
Music
is
gay.
like their music's quite sort of edgy, but I was doing that to give me a time to think of something better than edgy to say, but
But you couldn't find
it's
anything.
the most accurate statement.
Okay. Yeah, like edgy, but not edgy as in like edgy. Edgy as in
they're
that was
from-
the aim.
They're from the least threatening town in the UK.
Where's it?
From Brighton.
They're from Brighton.
Oh, are
They
they?
record in the same studio as Bim do.
Oh, fun little story.
Really?
And The Cure.
I've spoken to the artist that did their artwork for their first album.
I've seen their artwork in Brighton.
Yeah, I've spoken to the guy and nearly interviewed him for my dissertation.
You nearly
Top
did.
that, bitch.
I can't.
No,
I
I know
don't
you
care.
can't. I don't care enough to top that.
What's his name?
His name is
Backwards, probably.
Dan Hillier.
Yes, Dan Hill. That rings a bell. Yeah, he was.
He's good guy.
Good album art.
Good album art.
And they're like, we won't gonna use you again.
No,
This is a
no.
really bad picture of us.
We're gonna open MS Paint and we're gonna use the shapes tool.
To make our next album.
We're gonna black background and let's get a white square sideways. And let's put some boys in there in the middle.
Get a couple of boys going.
I mean, my first concert was I went to a festival and obviously saw performers there. But my first proper concert, I paid money. Well, no, I paid money for Latitude, but solely to go see one person was Muse, and that was great. A drone crashed in the audience.
Did it kill anyone?
No, sadly not. It would have been good.
That would have been memorable, wouldn't it?
There was
In the paper.
he.
What? Trying something fun, but someone ended up getting hurt. Yeah, that is pretty Muse.
I mean,
right.
it was
Second
just.
law.
I genuinely.
We're all very hurt though. So
I genuinely can't
Nobody came
remember
out of it
much
alive.
about that gig. It was pretty unmemorable, even though I really,
Really?
yeah. I know that they played Knights of Sidonia, and I know that they played Uprising.
I've got all my. I went online to setlist.fm and looked up all the set lists of all the people I've seen in preparation for this because I am grossly methodical.
Oh,
I remember you and I
and
comparing
Idol
set lists
also.
for John Mayer because I went the day
Oh
before.
yes, me and Tom went to see John Mayer on separate days because we can't stand each other, and we no, I'm joking, and
I'm not.
we okay, we went to see
all the live shows you've been to.
yeah, not many. Like you think you kind of think about it and it's more, but it's not that many really. We went to John Mayer. He's like wildly different sets every single night, and then we went away and we compared them.
It's good though but the both of us are only here because neither of us saw Belief. If one of us saw Belief and
That's a
I'd
good
never
point,
would have spoken to you again. I think if you saw Belief and I didn't,
because there were 3 nights, and you went on.
no, 2 nights.
Oh,
Oh,
two
no,
nights.
there were
There was
no, there were 2 nights.
crazy. He didn't do. He's arguably one of his most famous songs.
No. Do you know why? Because he played it for the whole first half of the tour.
Oh, then,
Every night he
Wow.
played Belief, and then when he came to England, he
beat-
didn't play it.
yeah, but I mean that's kind of weird though. Okay, but see, 'cause I got
Do you reckon it's sort of like a
You just got sick of it.
No, a sort of leftover salty colonial sort of thing. Revenge. You don't get it, England.
No, that's Muse with Futurism and Fury.
Yeah, Muse, like there's a couple of these two songs that came out in Japan.
Yeah, why Japan?
Only on Japanese CD can you get the song Futurism. You have to
And Fury.
Is it on Fury?
And Fury.
I thought Fury's a different country though. Vietnam or something bizarre.
Oh, maybe. Brazil. Come to Brazil.
Muse are the out of all the bands.
Right, slow down.
You're
What
gonna
the,
say, like,
what
too
the
much
fuck
Muse.
does Come to Brazil mean?
Have you heard that before?
No.
Right, okay. Go on
Oh, is it bands that...
Instagram post.
I get it. Is it bands that are on Twitter, where do you want us to come for our next tour and everything?
No, it's worse than that. It's Vivo. Scroll down, Come to Brazil, like they're gonna fucking see it. Come to Brazil! Everyone, and then out of all the bands in the world, Muse came to Brazil the hardest. Like this huge in Brazil. Like, oh, we don't have stadiums and things that need this.
And then he says Starlight in Brazilian.
Yeah.
What year did they go to Brazil?
Every year.
I think all the years that Brazil was applicable, there's been to Brazil.
All the years the hashtag Come to Brazil has existed.
I think Second Global Tour and onwards.
All right.
No, I think they've been
Uprising?
before that.
Or the Resistance.
I was going to say, because if it was after 2014 or 2016 when they had the Olympics, they'd have a fuckload of stadiums from the World Cup.
Yeah, because I know they went drones. They did like a lot in Brazil. Yeah. They did several dates in Brazil, as in like different stadiums.
Yeah, I mean, I saw, like, when I saw them, I was like, oh my god, this is so good. Yeah. And then this is turning to violence now.
Yeah, I'm just going to prod her and she says something.
That
was more of an indication too.
Have you? Where did you
see? There you go.
There
see.
we go. I think it was at Emirates Stadium.
Nice.
In 2013 for the Second World Tour.
Oh, did you see Big Freeze live?
I don't know.
You have to. No. Can you remember the date you went? Because someone needs to find out if you saw Big Freeze live.
May, and I think it might have been. It was the 20-something.
Just find out any of the tour dates and see if they play Big Freeze live on that.
Look, Muse Emirates Stadium.
Sorry, I just opened up my phone.
Because you only play at the Emirates Stadium when you can't afford to play at Wembley.
That's true.
Or the O2.
Yeah.
No, like the O2. I think they probably played at the O2. I think they play second at the O2.
I don't know, but
I don't know either. I'm the only person who's never seen Muse live. I don't know if that's a good thing.
I haven't seen Muse live.
Have you not seen Muse live?
No.
Have you not?
Because I'm not a sadist like these two. Like, I want to be disappointed.
I'm
fine with the
I went.
I really.
That's okay.
I was 18.
I could have gone.
I really wish I went to the Shepherd's Bush one though, because that's when they played their rarities one.
The audience.
The audience voting one.
That would have been good.
No, they played Easily. They played some absolute bangers.
Oh, absolution bangers? Question mark.
They played. Yeah, they did.
I'll tell you who else played a war child gig at the Shepherd's Bush Empire. Biffy Clyro.
Oh well. I was just going to make a point just really quickly because I'm just looking up.
You look up the Emirates one.
No, I'm looking up the Emirates thing because but what the search in it is a musical search. What was the thing that came up on my thing that I last looked up at? This morning. No, yesterday evening I looked up something on my phone, very musical related. What was it? Just have one quick guess and I'll tell you the answer after.
Suicide rates.
No, it was The Lightning Seeds 3 Lions.
Oh god. Is it bad that I've done that in the last 2 days as well?
Of course you have, because it's just a healthy reaction.
It's a healthy reaction to the understanding that it's coming.
Can I just quickly?
I've cleared so much space in my house to make room for football, you know that. it won't fit otherwise.
Listen,
Sofa's outside, I'm sleeping in a different room. To make room to accommodate football.
I want to talk about this Biffy Clyro gig that I didn't go to.
2 seconds. I'm just going to quickly read out the set list that they played for Shepherd's Bush because it is good. Assassin to open with.
That's pretty
Dead
good.
Star, Muscle Museum, Easily, Glorious, Butterflies and Hurricanes, Citizen Erased, Munich Jam, which is a banger.
Yeah,
I saw that live.
Yeah.
Showbiz, Fury, Interlude, Hysteria, Newborn, Yes Please. Then for the encore, Sing for Absolution, Plug In Baby. Then the second encore, Futurism and Night to Sidonia.
That's a pretty fat set.
That is
not the best songs. It's the songs we're not going to see ever again.
Yeah.
And that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
But Biffy Clyro.
I want to talk about this Biffy Clyro gig. This is going to be a segment because I've seen them 3 times. This is one of the ones I'm talking about that I didn't even go to that I could have gone to.
Sure.
But there's literally one thing I want to talk about, because most of the show is just their regular Ellipsis tour live show, which is starts with the opening song from the album, and then they do a bunch of edgy shit. But the opener was them. They opened for themselves. So they went on the stage, played some songs, went off the stage for about 20 minutes, I imagine, and came back on and played the rest of the gig.
That's pretty ballsy.
They opened for themselves, but they opened for themselves doing songs only from their first 3 albums.
Oh, that's nice.
They came on. My friend went to it, and he said they came on.
That's like old Kanye opening for the new Kanye.
Yeah.
It's like old.
They according to my friend who went there, they came on and said in a Scottish accent that I'm not going to attempt. We are Biffy Clyro circa 2005 to 2008.
That's so good. Can you do that every day? Thanks. Yeah. Or like someone like who aged horribly, you know. Raw Blood, please. Can you please do? We're Raw Blood.
Like 3 years ago.
No, we're Raw Blood circa the first like 2 months of our album cycle. That's such a healthy.
When everybody was going around going, it's only like one guy playing like bass guitar.
It's actually not a guitar. It's actually a bass player and just a drummer. But speaking of openers, Rebecca and I missed out once. But saw the second time we went to Jack White. We saw the opener for Jack White, and he was because when I saw him in 2014, this kind of like neo country pop outfit opened for Jack White, which makes sense.
Absolute sense. Yeah.
A guy on slide guitar, 2 women, sisters, like kind of like singing like harmonies, kind of cute. Everyone had like a cool snare drum.
Were they actually sisters or were they married?
They were actually they were married. Yeah, no, they're actual sisters, and like everyone had like a cool. Everyone had a tom or a snare drum. They're called Lucius. Really good. But this time, because Jack White is feeling some classic 2018 white guilt, he feels the need to like give like a hip hop vibe to nearly everything he does, including his interviews. Which like it was like Jay-Z and kind of stuff. But this rapper came on from New York, right? He couldn't look more like he's from New York, and it's kind of like this kind of shuffle going on. Like,
was he wearing a snapback?
I don't think we looked long enough to gather what he was wearing.
No, we were watching.
Wearing a Yankees shirt.
We were watching through our fingers. He had cargo shorts on.
I'm only saying things that I know about New York, really, more than anything.
3/4 length cargos, and I believe a vest.
Is it me?
It was you. Oh my god! It was you. I see what he had red hair as well. So he basically, and he was the worst thing I've ever seen in my entire life. I'm not referring to music. I'm referring to like human cruelty.
Oh.
I'm referring to. He was so phenomenally awful. He did a thing where he basically said, "I'm gonna try my melodies out on you, y'all," and he got like a DJ to play as like an assortment of like songs he'd been working on that are half finished, which is a bizarre move to go down. And he'd sing something and everyone would sing it back to him, and by everyone I mean like about 9 people would sing back to him. And he got the first night we went, because our friend Finn saw, he got booed off the first time. Getting booed off in 2018 is pretty impressive. People are pretty polite these days, but he got booed off. Someone said fuck off, and he went, oh okay, and he fucked off as per instruction. But he was. Can you please describe him? I'm probably not doing it any justice, but it was so bad.
It was unusual.
What description?
Because I don't want to offend him, because he looked like he was doing his best.
And he's also definitely listening.
Yeah, 100%. If you're listening then, mate.
Tell you what, if someone's listening, it's this man. He was so fucking strange.
It's exactly my feeling. Yeah,
he was a bit...
It was kind of a bit embarrassing.
Yeah, it was. Like, when it's embarrassing, that's bad. I think you've gone like that.
It was just in totally the wrong context. Like, I don't know, man. It just wasn't right. It shouldn't have happened.
I want to talk about the band that I've seen more than anybody else. Not more than anybody else has seen them, probably, but the band that I've seen most.
Is it Biffy Clyro?
And it's not Biffy Clyro.
Oh.
Weirdly enough, even though I've seen them 3 times.
Is it
3 times?
Oh, is it Kasabian?
It's not Kasabian. I've seen them twice.
Is it? Hang on.
You won't guess it.
Is it Area 11?
It's Area 11.
That was good, wasn't it? I quite enjoyed that. It was good. You won't guess it, Area 11. Fuck. Go on, tell us all about Area
right.
11. My knowledge of Area 11 is slim.
They're
Never even know them.
they're not bad, but like
Why are you squinting?
they are a little bit.
They're not bad.
What kind of music do they do?
That's a good question.
They are pretty weird.
I can't nail it down. They've released 2 albums, and essentially the first part of their career, right? They worked for the Yogs cast. They were the in-house sort of not the guy who's the lead singer was the sound engineer for like this YouTube gaming channel, and yeah.
That's good.
That's good. Yeah, it's really good.
That's some good shit.
He was the in-house engineer for this YouTube gaming channel, and their band played songs like about loosely based on, and by loosely based on it, they were kind of like ambiguous, but they had names that tied them in.
Sure.
To things like games and cartoons and anime. Because they're really, really cool like that.
Area 11 used to write about
anime.
Yeah. I didn't know that, because I thought there was some kind of like really freaky indie band, akin to The Garden. That's what I was hoping.
They're quite strange, but their second album's alright. It's nothing like that.
What's it about? What's the worst thing you could think of?
There's one song which has like she's about, I don't know, Alice in Wonderland, I think, but it's the songs aren't about.
Who else did that? The Alice in Wonderland kind of theme. Oh, I'm thinking Many Martinez. No.
There's the songs aren't about them, but they have like sort of don't know. They reference the themes more than anything.
Sure.
And I've only seen them more than anybody else, because the tickets for all their gigs without fail have been £11, which is.
Why is that the universal number for cheap tickets?
I don't know, because they're called
that's how they work it out.
No.
You go, where's the venue? Who knows? Well, it'll probably cost more than a £5. Yeah, you're right. Okay, well, let's charge a £5. How much will it cost to get there? Don't know. How much is a bus ticket? £3. All right, that's fine. And then they kind of, how much is a burger? It's £2. It's £11.
It's not.
Let's
just charge for that then.
How much was £11?
That
wasn't £11.
Well, no, you get just a burger from McDonald's, just like £2.
But give or take.
Give or take, doesn't really matter.
Exactly 11.
Give or take exactly £11.
I'm quite confident it's just because they're called Area 11.
But like on Dice, like this app that I use to get tickets, everything's like 8 or 11 or 24. It's a bit weird. But like, that could be to do with like, I don't know, like reselling and stuff. I don't know. But
it's less of a sort of thing. This is the band that I'm really into. I really want to go and see them everywhere across the UK anytime I can. It's more, I have a mate who also thinks they're kind of weird. Do you want to go and see them?
Oh, it's like morbid curiosity.
It was the first time.
That was me. That was me in The Garden. Like, because
I've never not enjoyed a gig
I'm
of theirs.
I'm gonna go to The Garden again because it was fucking strange.
I've never not enjoyed a gig I went to of theirs, and yeah, I've seen them at the. What's the one on Charing Cross Road called?
Oh. I just got the ball rolling. I was hoping you'd remember.
It's a finger click. My favourite remembrance.
It's it's like a 300-person venue.
How important is this?
It's not. I'm just gonna keep talking about it.
Because you said about.
I saw one in London, and I saw another one in London, and then 2 more in London in 2 days running. But the second one, the first one they played their second album the entire way through.
That's pretty.
Which is quite cool.
That's pretty cool. So you touched upon that kind of because I said Many Martinez, and that means I have to talk about it because that's the contractual.
I've not seen them live.
No, I was gonna say, but what she did, because my girlfriend was gonna go and see her live, but then she in the end she couldn't make it. But it's not unusual for her because
she loved by anyone.
Yeah. She gets Tom Jones on. I would sing the fuck out of her.
I would.
That'd be good.
I'd see that.
Alphabet Boys.
That's it. I just booked us
Boys.
4 tickets to see.
Yeah, I'll call Tom Jones. So you have to work with me. Who is she? You won't like her.
Collabs for 2019.
But what she does is, I think at
Martinez featuring Tom Jones covering the new Arctic Monkeys.
But produced by the Martinez people, so like it's also like it's like children playing instruments.
Just to clarify that, there's a cover on YouTube of Tom Jones doing "I Bet You Look Good on the Dance Floor."
Yeah, no, and it's really good
at Wembley, I think.
Is it because
No way.
it's bizarre.
Because next week we're going to do covers.
All right.
Because because me and Charlie have like a shared interest in like bands doing covers that they shouldn't.
You're gonna do the.
It's the most excluding dialogue we've ever had with Charlie. But like me and Charlie have a shared fascination with bands that shouldn't do covers that do, right? Or shouldn't do covers of songs that like you. Yeah, a very interesting cover of, if you know it, don't say it, but a very interesting cover of a Verve song by a band that shouldn't ever do a Verve song. But next week we'll do covers because it's so good. But anyway, Melanie Martinez, it is really good. It's not. It's one of the worst I've ever heard in my entire life. I was about to take that one. But anyway. Praise the sun for take that. Melanie Martinez. Live, she wakes up in a cot, and at the end, everyone gets covered in milk. Basically, is what I was going to say. But imagine being covered in milk in a sweaty scenario. That's disgusting.
Oh, imagine being covered in milk and then having to get the train home.
The milk would be chunky because it's so warm in there.
Ruins my night.
You know, you kind of like, you've gone, what are we doing? Oh, we're going to go see Melanie Martinez live. You're talking to your girlfriend, this is exciting, can't wait. She doesn't really like Melanie Martinez, but you do, so you're taking her anyway.
So who is this man that doesn't exist, by the way?
It's you did this.
Charlotte loves her for, I don't know why that is, and she can be wrong if she wants to, but like, she has like 2 good songs, and they're really good, and I really like them.
Melanie Martinez, but the warm-up act is Bad Behaviour.
That'd be good, yeah. Daniela Brigoli, yes, that's really good. I'd see Daniela Brigoli live if she's open.
Oh yeah. I'd just go see Gucci Flip Flop and leave.
Yeah, because that's a really good song featuring Lil Yachty.
Have you ever been to a gig to see someone who's the opener?
No.
Kind of.
What?
More so than
Jarvis
the
Cocker,
person.
but it was for Pulp.
What it was in 2013.
A dark time.
Throwback.
I love Vampire Weekend. Well, I loved Vampire Weekend. I like them still. Not as much as I did, but Noah and The Whale were supporting.
I'd go and see that.
I
don't know
loved Noah and The Whale.
Noah and the Whale?
So
I've
seen them twice.
They did a song called Life Goes On, but it's spelt with like in capital letters with dots in between everything, so it's LIFEGOES, go on.
Right. Just gave up halfway through that, but that's fine.
No, that's how it's in the song, isn't it?
It's LIFEGOES.
Yeah, I know the song.
Yeah. It's a bit of somebody that I used to know.
Yeah.
It's like really weird, very good.
That's a good song.
Indie pop song.
You know what upset me, and this brings me to my live performance that I saw. They put In For The Kill on an advert. In For The Kill is by LaRue, obviously, because it's a one-hit wonder. But that is now on an advert, and I kind of sat there and was like, why?
What's wrong with that? It's good.
It's not for advert music.
It's very much.
It is advert music, but no, I don't want it on there.
It's a Toyota advert.
You're a Toyota advert.
That's what the song is. It sounds like one.
No. It was so upsetting.
It's so current.
But she was mental live.
Yeah?
You see her, you hit her, you see her, she had this like synth drum that was kind of up next to her face.
Define synth drum.
Like a drum pad.
Like a drum pad.
Alright, okay.
I thought that, because synth drum promises a lot. Like, I could be sick. It could play.
It literally, it was just this kind of drum pad upright, but facing out to the audience.
I'm thinking like a synth.
And she just kind of smashed this drum pad with her, with just kept hitting it for about maybe, I don't know.
With the microphone.
A minute? No, not with the mic. Just, every time she hit it, it just made the emoji B, but come to life.
So every time she hits, just. That'll be good on the audio.
Yeah, that's really good. Yeah, people driving. Bah! Car fucking the doors fly off. No one listening to this can drive. No one listening to this.
And she saved.
No one is listening to this.
She played her whole.
Period.
She played like quite a lot of both of her albums, and then at the very end played In For The Kill and Bulletproof.
She has 2 albums.
She has more than 2. She has like 3, but she played most off of 2 of them.
Bulletproof is a very well produced song. And I like
they're both of those songs are really. That whole album is Tiger Lily is an absolute banger of a song.
No one knows the album name apart from you.
Yeah, nobody knows.
And her.
She's so good.
Maybe her.
You're all wrong. Because Tiger Lily's the follow-up song to Bulletproof. It's like they link together. The whole album links together.
It's a concept album.
It's a concept album.
LaRue made a concept album.
Who would you say is like, out of all the people you've seen, had the best kind of like stage presence? Like the kind of
100%. 100% John Mayer. In the weirdest way, John Mayer had the best stage presence.
He was fucking sick.
He's so good.
He jumps and plays guitar. That's pretty cool.
I know. It's the fact that
Do you want to ask everybody one at a time?
Yes, please.
So
Tom first. Go on. Yeah.
Heartbreak Warfare live. was so good because he hits like tremolo arm to get the delay.
Yeah, he's got
delay notes.
Charlie, I think you know this. He's got a really complex delay going on with like some like filtering on it, and then in order to get the kind of like the pitch variation and all the delay things, he's got like a really gross. It's not a Floyd Rose Strat, but it's like a Floyd Rose Strat. And then he'll play a chord, and then he'll just whack the whammy bar.
But he did it while dancing, like he kind of leaned forward to do it.
So he sort of like hits the whammy bar, and then the leg goes doing like a really like a heavy.
It's so good
modulation, but he whacks the but he does like chord hit, and then it yeah, it's really cool.
It's amazing,
it sounds good as well.
I liked the song, but then got kind of like a brand new respect for it, and now it's like one of my favourite songs of his since I saw him play it live.
I need to make a brief aside.
Yeah.
LaRue has a song called Sexotech.
Yeah, and that's amazing live.
Sexotech.
Yeah.
It's a brilliant song live.
We can continue.
It's called Undisclosed Desires.
It's called Undisclosed Desires, but Sexotech.
Charlie, are you still going, John? You're more than welcome to go.
Yeah, because the thing that got me was like when he played like Moving On and Getting Over, and the fact that the stage fits, because the stage presence was like the same as the song, if that makes sense. Like everything matched it, didn't it?
Yeah, the screens were good. Cause I'm not really a fan of screens, but like, there's a lot of good. Because he did a solo for the song Gravity, and like
it's so good.
It's a good solo, and like behind it's camera, like the camera's on him, but then like he's like swirling around, like lots of like John Mayer's going around and around in a because you know.
I bet he fucking loves that, having lots of mini John Mayers going around him.
No, actually, he's quite modest now.
He's not. Like,
he's not.
He's still less modest, but much more modest than much less modest than the average person.
John Mayer is the sort of person, right, that would bring on a choir of children in the middle of his show.
See, because
he's a bit Michael Jackson like that.
I get that.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't think he would.
Tell you who else would do that, but they'd play it down and be like really milky about it. Is Chris Martin.
He has done it.
He's like, you know,
he does and he'd apologise for it. Yeah.
Chris Martin is the Milady edit of John Mayer.
God.
Yeah, Chris Martin is the mum friendly edit of John Mayer. Like he's like kind of like
Chris Martin is the guy who comments on girls' Facebook pages and going, "You deserve better than this."
No. He DMs them a song he's written for them.
Yeah, or Instagram models. And instead of saying, "Wow, I like your hair,"
yeah, you've got really nice eyes. Wow, your eyes look so nice in this image. It's like literally just a pair of boobs.
Yeah, it's that. Yeah, he's pretending.
All he follows are cosplayers. He only follows.
He does it for the costumes.
He does it for he does it for how they make them. He's so interested in the way they made
an embroidery.
Chris Martin's new album is called "I'm So Interested in Embroidery."
I'll tell you who I've been to.
Wait. Also, Chris Martin point. Chris Martin got off with Dua Lipa. How do we feel about
Chris Martin was with Gwyneth Paltrow. She's a bit weird.
No, but it's not the same. It isn't the same.
The fact she got off with Dua Lipa.
Dua Lipa is considerably younger and considerably better looking and not a crazy vegan lady.
I agree. She doesn't steam her vagina. That's true.
Gwyneth Paltrow steams her vagina, by the way. She goes to a vagina steaming parlour. Because
that's gotta hurt.
Because I mean, because she steams.
That's spiritual. Did you hear that?
No, it's not. Florence the Machine doesn't steam her nun. You know she doesn't. Florence the Machine. The market of spirituality is, does Florence the Machine do it? Does Florence the Machine look at trees in a field? Yes. Does she steam her nun? No. It's not spiritual. It's not.
Does Steve Martin steam his nun? Of course he does.
Do you know what it says that he does? I have a vagina too, because
No, Steve Martin's one of these people who would be like, "No, we're all equal. You can
Steve Martin.
It's a comedian.
He's a comedian. He joins in. He doesn't. Steve Martin. You're clipping so hard when we laugh. It's crazy.
I want to address.
You want to address Steve Martin?
No, I want to address somebody I've seen that has actually brought a choir out on their stage, but it was kind of cool.
Yeah.
And this isn't the person who has the best stage presence. I'll get on that in like literally 2 seconds. But the second time I saw Kasabian live, they brought a choir out, a gospel choir.
It's fine, no, that's just us laughing.
And
it just looks worse.
Yeah, they brought out a gospel choir on stage.
Who did this? Sorry,
Kasabian.
Really?
I feel like Kasabian can get away with it.
Kasabian can get away with it because Kasabian are cool.
Yeah.
Period.
We all, I think, China maybe not so much, but we all quite like Kasabian here.
Yeah. I very much like Kasabian.
They're pretty.
They're good.
Yeah, everyday life.
Velociraptor is my
Kasabian-
first
They're better
album.
live than
Right,
they are on the album.
No, I'm saying like everyday life. Like, oh, what do you listen to today? Me, I listen to White Stripes, listen to some Muse, listen to some Radiohead. You know, because that's
And
who I
there's
am.
one Kasabian
And then-
album on that playlist.
And then you're like, oh, I listen to some Pulp, I listen to some of the Cure.
Pulp. I listen to Pulp.
And then
Listen to Pulp.
I listen to Pulp. I listen to Joe Scott's solo stuff, and then some
It's
Pulp.
So true.
And then you'll listen to some Mythic Clara, you'll listen to John Mayer and some music. But like,
I don't listen to John Mayer.
no,
Oh, man.
him.
You could have said 07. That would have been far
I said
better.
I didn't-
Biffy Clyro,
Or
and then
Gorillaz.
I don't know, Area 11. Well, you know,
Area-
maybe don't.
I don't know.
No,
CK
but
Rock.
I'm
I
not
don't listen
sure.
to them outside of going to their gigs, which I've done an absurd amount of time.
No, but I'm not sure any of us like love Kasabian, but they're really good. They're really good, but we
I'd
don't
say
love
that
Kasabian.
I'd say that I
How often listen to Kasabian? How often? Be real. Be
about
very
once
honest.
a week, but it's just
What's a
like
week?
song.
What's a week?
It's
That's
like,
quite
I don't
nice.
get
it's
a
not- it's
week.
not
No, I'm like
like-
talking like a month.
Mine's
I'll
months.
be a
Like
song
once
a
every
week.
6 months.
Yeah, I'll
bang out Empire.
No, I'll binge Empire.
Yeah,
I think
same.
there's
Hey,
just like
so-
there
because
is
it's a good
genuinely
album.
so much of Kasabian, like that
How
it
do
is
you?
diverse.
Huh?
It is.
What,
to make a call at Creighton Avenue. I just wanted to let you know.
that's the album. That's all I remember.
Have you heard their new album?
No,
No.
You heard it?
Kasabian.
because everything past.
One
What's
from
that?
No,
Crazy
it's
Thing.
not.
Velociraptor's awful.
Wait, what album is this?
It's
not,
one that's
but it is.
called For Crying Out Loud.
Oh, I have. No.
My mum has it.
With the picture and the man's
Yeah.
like, yeah, him.
Oh, wait, no.
Oh,
I
In Love
thought
with
the
Psycho-
last album was
is
the
it In
Pink
Love with
album.
Psycho?
No, that
Yeah,
that's.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's got some good songs in it, well, that one.
Yeah,
I haven't heard that one yet.
I don't know that one.
There's another song in it called God Bless This Acid House, which is
Is it Acid House?
it's one of them.
Is it Acid House?
It's acid house music.
Why not?
Because it's Kasabian.
That would be a horrible experiment that shouldn't be tried.
It's
I saw
Kasabian
them at
and
the
their
festival
mates
and
and their
cried.
mates with
So it's like
Al Murray and freaking Noel Fielding.
No.
Yes.
Don't. Okay, I want you to speak more, but you can't speak about Noel Fielding just because you look like him a little bit, and you think that
Too
ravens are sexy
literally,
or whatever.
my friend looks exactly like Noel Fielding.
Really?
Yeah, my friend Lily. She looks
Lily. Oh, okay.
She looks like Noel Fielding. I'm not even joking with you. She's basically Noel Fielding.
That's cool.
She even identifies with the fact that she looks like Noel Fielding.
As a crow.
She identifies as a crow.
I'm just a crow.
The crow lady of Silence
I'm
Fire.
Crow. I'm Noel Fielding, and I'm Raven from the TV show Raven.
I know,
Because-
I know which one
I
I'd rather be.
was about to quote it, but I couldn't
What?
think of.
Raven.
Yeah, that's the only thing. he said.
Because-
Be the hot of the ravens, I be with you.
That's it. That's what
the
he
quote.
says. What does he say? What
What else does he say?
Begin.
Wait, when you've been killed, what do you say?
You are dead.
No, that is it.
You are dead.
You are dying.
You are dead.
No, he says, and for that, you'll lose a life. That's what
Oh,
he says.
yeah.
That's,
That was so good.
that's what he says. He says that. Yeah, it's,
Oh,
it's,
see, I thought he turned into Shogun, like
No.
you are dead.
You gained 10 rings, I see there.
How would you get? Because
On your pedestal.
because it's low-key Sonic.
You gained.
It's not getting rings.
IRL Sonic.
Right there, to earn yourself a new life.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
a feather appears.
Yeah. But for that, you'll lose a life. You can't win lives. Yeah.
We have that as
You
I think
gained
that's
19 rings, so you gain a life, but for that, you lose a life. Like, fuck!
Did anyone wonder what the parents thought when the prospect of their children dying?
No,
They're never seen
no,
again.
The men in the hood disintegrate children.
Yeah. No, they were scary as shit. They'd
were
follow you around and
Standing
once
before
they...
you are 5 demons.
No, they're demons!
Do you watch this?
You are 7 years old.
How
Are
do
you
you-
ready to fight
Come on, man.
these literal satanic devil beings?
Wait, like our devils with him is Daevils.
Devils.
Devils.
Yeah, you're ready to fight these devils.
Anyway, Charlie, who's the best stage presence? Apart from Raven. He's got mental stage presence, I imagine. Jim,
Pretty sure
I don't want to keep talking about Raven, but the best part
Yeah,
about
you do.
Yes, I do.
Shut up.
The best part
Talk
about
about
Raven, anytime somebody lost on the show embarrassingly,
Yeah.
like somebody fell into the water like miles away from the ring, or like fell out of a tree or something,
That pussy.
you will be tethered for safety.
We tell you. Oh wow, yeah.
He would just before he brings them back to life with his magic stick that can bring people back to fucking
You know,
life.
Yeah.
you wonder why he doesn't use that more.
Yeah, you think we're going, yeah?
He just goes, rolled his eyes.
We're going best stage presence.
Probably had the most sass. Best stage preference, Biffy Clyro. No. No, well,
Yeah, you can't say Biffy Clyro.
I
You're not
can't
allowed
say
to.
Biffy Clyro.
No, you're not
I'm
allowed
not
to.
allowed
say
to.
Biffy. Yeah, and you can't say Jarvis either.
Okay.
You can't say your boy Jarvis.
Your boy.
And
You can say Jarvis. You can't say
Jarvis in the fish
Because
people.
I was banking on saying Biffy Clyro, but I don't know.
Oh, go on,
No, if
go
you
on.
actually think they were,
Go on
then
then,
do it.
say
I'm
it.
trying to think of anybody better. I think there's somebody who definitely didn't have any stage presence.
Who's
I
that?
know.
Lady Gaga.
The first gig that I went to that
Callum.
Yeah. But the first gig
No,
that I
no,
went,
no. He does. I take it back. But come on, Karen.
the first gig that I went to
Awful.
that I didn't have zero choice in going to was Jake Bug. And I went with my friend. And he has...
Disapproval from Rebecca.
Do you not like Jake Bug?
No, I saw him at V Festival and it was so flat. I was at the
It's
barrier.
so
It was
dull.
so
He's
flat.
got great... His songs are really good, some of them. Some of them are really good.
You have to make your own fun.
It's because
Yeah, there's
That's what you want from music. Make your own fun.
this game's boring. I'll do it without dying.
Yeah.
there was one song where it was just like
Was it Lightning
he
Bolt?
played it all like he played the entire set like it's just him standing there with his guitar. He is you and your mates when you're 12 and you form your first band and you stand and play a gig at your dad's favourite pub and you're all standing there
Do you mean
like
like?
that.
And by that you
Literally.
mean me and you separately doing that?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Nice one.
But there was one song where it fit, and that's Broken because that's like the sad one. And they got him to stand still with an acoustic guitar and they shone a spotlight on it, and he was just standing still playing it, and he played
See,
it
because
very,
I think
he played it very well.
See, because some people don't have a lot to say. Because like Liam Gallagher doesn't have conventional stage presence.
Noel Gallagher
He
has
doesn't
no
do much,
stage presence apart
but
from shout at the audience. I
he
saw
doesn't.
him live.
He doesn't do much, but like
He
it's,
just sort of
it's so
ambles
it's,
about.
it's
It's
so
good.
but it's so cool, right?
Yeah.
Whereas Pre does the same thing, but
All he has to
cool.
do is wear a
See,
parker.
Noel
No,
Gallagher,
monobrow. That's what it is.
his brother, turns up,
like me.
pulls up a chair, grabs his ES335, shouts at the audience for a bit, plays a song, swears at some young girl in the audience, plays a song. You fuck, carries on playing. yeah.
See, because you're framing that like a bad thing.
Oh, that's great. I was right at the back though, but I could see him swearing at people and hear him swearing at people. I couldn't hear what was happening as the interaction back, but
The Biffy Clyro concert that I want to talk about with the stage presence, right?
Mm-hmm.
They had the stage set up so it was like it was all in like a box and then there was another box, but essentially it was a ramp. It was a ramp that went up to the back of the stage, and the drums were at the back, and then there's another little bit just behind them. They had platforms on each stage bit, and they must have had about 12 microphones set up around the stage for the lead singer to run about and sing at.
You Jack White.
Yeah.
Go on, Karen.
It was great. They play with two backing musicians, and they never address them at any point during the show. You know, they never address that they got a guy on keys and another guy playing guitars the wrong way around.
oh, you Muse,
He's left
I
handed.
was say yeah, Muse. Yeah, the one.
the
one
fourth
keyboard
member.
player,
They've
yeah.
kept him for years.
It's the same. Is it the same
Yeah.
man? Is it the same man?
Yeah, same.
Yeah, it's the same.
Wow,
It's the same with Biffy Clyro. They've got this bloke called Mike Venner and another one that plays keys.
Is that Manny Venn?
Eddie Vedder.
Not
Oh, is
Venner, Venart.
Oh,
It's cool surname actually.
never mind.
But
Cool shout out.
cool surname.
Oh,
Shout out.
I thought it was a shout out. I was like,
See,
yeah.
Shout out to my boy, Mark Venner. Him with his left-handed Gibson Explorer on the side of the stage.
That sounds pretty fucking sick to be fair. I'm not gonna lie.
And they never address the fact that he's there, but he occasionally just sort of wanders onto the stage and plays with them.
So he's not. He's optional.
He's
That's pretty cool.
he's at the side of the stage. He's got a place where he's got a microphone at the side of the stage. But they have this song called Steam Bell, which is what they play at the end of the show, and it's like their encore song.
Uh-huh.
And then they're just running about the stage like lunatics.
That's good.
And the bloke playing guitar left-handed pops on and goes, right, that's if I play with you. You're like, yeah, fair enough. And
That's
there's all
great.
three of them at the front of the stage.
He has a cool job.
Yeah.
That's a cool job.
It's-
Having like
it's-
no creative pressure, but like.
But they were off their fucking nut on this show because like they didn't stay at one microphone for more than like a verse unless it was part of like the set piece where they were standing opposite each other or something. The bassist and the guitarist.
On the song, opposite. One would imagine.
They didn't play that.
They didn't play Opposite?
I've never seen Opposite live.
That's a good song though.
It's a good song.
I like that
Yeah,
song.
I heard it.
They played a
I like it.
They're not probably like
It's one of these. Is it a 6'8" boy? It's a 6'8" boy, right?
It's a 6'8" boy.
It's a 6'8" boy. I like my 6'8".
I know. Edge of Desire.
Yeah, it's Edge of Desire, Gravity.
Gravity's in 6'8".
Yes.
I didn't know that.
Ba-dum.
I'm really terrible with timings. Like as a bassist, I'm terrible with timings.
As a bassist, I'm a terrible bassist.
As a bassist, I'm a terrible bassist.
Time signatures is what you're trying to say.
Yeah. But it takes me ages to notice a song. No, I don't generally don't notice.
To be fair, Gravity does bury it. I think. Like, I mean, I think
Edge of Desire buries it.
But then again, it's songs that I've known since I was very young. I don't know anything musically about, if that makes sense, because I'm looking at them through the lens of 14-year-old Enzo that doesn't care. If that makes sense. Like, I don't know the lyrics to a lot of Muse songs just because when I used to like them, I didn't put in the cognitive effort to listen to what he was saying because I was listening to the music. But in terms of stage presence,
Best stage presence, yeah.
for me, it's tied. It's tied.
Oh, you're gonna say?
You're going to say
I'm not going to say
Misty.
I'm going to say Father John Misty. I'm going to say Nick Cave, right? And for different reasons. Father John Misty, because he was the act before. He was not the final. This is at a festival. This is at All Points East in London, in Victoria Park. Really, really good, amazing lineup. 10 out of 10. Would recommend. I hope they do it again next year. I've got a list of people I saw. It was the XX. It was Björk, Nick Cave, Father John Misty, Courtney Barnett, and St Vincent were all there, and they're all people that I quite like. So I was very excited to go see it. And the years, but I wasn't there on that day. I think LCD Sound System as well did a day, and Catfish did a day.
I went to.
You saw, yeah.
I went to them on the Catfish day. It was all indie bands. The
Oh,
entire day.
oh boy! See,
Yeah, on the main stage.
I saw several funk outfits and someone that my girlfriend was familiar with that I was not. The Jamaican rap dancehall overall aggressive human being, Popcorn, and that's how it's spelt. Papcaarn. I'm not saying popcorn in a Jamaican accent. It's Popcorn, and he was just.
She sounds like you're doing a bad Irish accent.
It's the same.
Popcorn.
No, they are the same.
I mean, no, it's the same.
Pretty much.
But because Charlotte is Jamaican, and her grandparents, our grandparents, her great grandmother and my grandmother say "go on" in the same way because Guan is both Irish and Jamaican simultaneously, which I find very interesting. But anyway, so like Father John Misty wasn't the main act of the day, so he didn't have any of the elaborate staging. Like there was clearly amps behind him covered in a sheet for later, right? And he had like a screen with like some basic kind of graphics on it. But he's just the coolest person I've ever seen in my entire life. He's just so cool. He's just really fucking cool. It wasn't really identifiable as to why, but he was just like, if he was a food, he'd just be like butter. He's a buttery boy. He was so smooth and so like, hello ladies, finger guns, and it works. Do you know what I mean? Like he's very like, and he's very funny as well. Yeah, but I'll say Nick Cave because there's more to explain. For those of you who don't know what Nick Cave looks like, that are listening, which is
I don't think anyone knows
all
what
three
Nick
of
Cave
you.
looks
So for all three,
Anytime you look at him, your eyes sort of glaze off of him.
not all three here, all three listening. What he looks like, basically, he looks like Agent Smith.
Satan.
And yeah, Agent Smith and Satan. He actually looks a lot like the man who plays Agent Smith. What's his name?
Hugo
Weaving.
Yeah, that was good. I haven't heard that name in a while. Yeah, Hugo Weaving, and they're both Australian as well. I don't know. Well,
I don't
anyway,
know Hugo Weaving was
He's Australian,
It
yeah.
makes sense because he started in. Well, it's filmed in New Zealand. But
in
hop across the ocean
in Lord of the Rings. Yeah. Anyway, Nick Cave. That's Father John Misty. Yeah, that's clearly a picture of me if I was remotely good looking there. But
is that you? You know,
It's
if
better,
you grew up in
really.
LA.
Father John Lennon.
Father John Lennon. Nick Cave, yeah, he's just Satan and Agent Smith from the Matrix, and he
He looks a bit like if Jared Leto was cool.
What is this? Father John? Or is
Yeah.
this? Oh yeah. Anyway, Nick Cave. I think Nick Cave he's a tall man. He's a broad man. He wears these like gross open collar, giant collar suits, and he basically has this kind of really gross, kind of like a slur, a very deep voice. And it's like imagine if Snape was like kind of like overtly sexual. And he invited a about 100 people on in the last song onto the stage.
He looks like an oblong.
Who? Nick Cave. Yeah. See, because I have a bit of a fraternity with him because both of us are 90% forehead, and I quite.
Do you know he's got a graphic novel out?
Nick Cave.
Yeah. Just put that in there. Sorry, I thought you'd be interested to know that he's got a graphic.
Do you mean Jared Way?
I was about to say.
The Killjoy Boys? Question mark. Is that what it's called?
I think Jared Way released something.
He did. No.
Called Cave.
Umbrella.
The Umbrella Academy's another one.
I should not know that.
Why do you know?
Umbrella
Oh,
Academy,
I don't know,
which is quite good, and they're making a Netflix series out of it, which
Will be quite okay.
which 14-year-old me is very, very wet for.
So he had a stage invasion of 100 people on stage, and like his violin player was plugged into a fuzz pedal, which is pretty good, quite like that. And Nick Cave basically might be the most passionate performer.
Jack White did it first. Just putting it out there.
Probably not.
Put it into Bumblefuzz.
Bumblebuzz, and probably not.
Is it Bumblebuzz? Oh yeah, Bumblebuzz. I still want
Fuzz makes more sense because it's the fuzz pedal. But anyway, but Nick Cave, like chucking himself around, and he got Kylie Minogue on stage as well because he did a song "White Rose" with Kylie Minogue, in the 2000s. I think that's a good choice. That's a very good power move. Bring on.
Like that's the fucking checkmate. Flip the chessboard over and punch your opponent in the face power move.
Like what? Kylie Minogue's my friend.
Bring Kylie Minogue onto the stage with you.
All 4'2" of Kylie Minogue on stage. She's tiny. She's so
It's like
small.
bringing on. It's like bringing on. Oh yeah, I got one.
Great.
It's completely not. But it's like he's like a sort of weird indie sort of dude, isn't he? Nick Cave.
Nick Cave. He's an old man.
Yeah.
Been around for a
So
while.
for him to bring on Kylie Minogue is like.
It works.
It's good.
It's like Kanye West bringing on Paul McCartney.
Which is exactly what he did.
Yeah, he did do that.
I did.
For what was the song?
I don't know.
Did anyone actually listen to it?
Is it 4 or 5 seconds?
Mm-hmm.
It's not bad. I'll have you
It's
know.
good.
Rihanna,
Did
not
you see-
bad.
Did you see the
Don't mind Rihanna.
Oh shit! Did you see the response to it on Twitter?
Oh my god, Paul
saying,
McCartney guy's going to
Paul
blow up.
McCartney guy is, but
It's so good he's getting into it
How
at such a late
cute
age.
Is it? Like he's giving him a chance.
Yeah, I hated that so much.
That's good. I like that. I like the fact that no one knows who the fuck he is. It's hilarious. That's so good. People are like, oh my god, people don't know who the Beatles are. It's like, no, it's funny because I do, and that makes me better than you. So that's why I'm just, your face there. Stop being you, Enzo. Thanks. But I think to wrap it up, Rebecca,
Oh, stage presence.
your best stage presence at length to make up for the vocal deficit that
Right.
you've again
Oh,
inflicted on
don't.
myself, Charlie, and Tom. I'm
Okay,
gonna guilt trip you on air.
I've got
Go for it.
I've got two kind of like big ones that stick in my mind, and they were both at the Barbican because I am so predictable. The first one is Jane Birkin.
Who?
Do you get your concert tickets from the barbecue website? Some question to get
Every single one, even the Muse one. No.
That'd be cool to be fair. Use the barbecue.
Jane Birkin, she was like a model in the 60s, like a musician in the 60s. Have you ever had the song? Do you know Serge Gainsbourg?
Oh no.
No, see,
He's a French musician.
We haven't got fringes, Rebecca. You've got
I'm
the
so
artist,
sorry.
Serge.
He's the musician.
Serge is from Kasabian.
Serge,
not Serge
Yeah,
Bazan.
something.
It rings a bell. For some
They
reason.
had they did a song together in the 60s.
I thought
called
it's-
Je t'aime one apply.
Speaking of ringing a bell, just whack that bell button for me, guys. By the way, if you've made it to this length, subscribe and hit the bell. Rebecca, continue.
And I think it was just because she's so like iconic, and like she kind of came on as an old woman. Jane Birkin as an old woman, she kind of glided on and just sang in French for like an hour, and I was like. Second was Beck in 2015 at the Barbican, because I mean it helps that I'm
Did you
like.
carry the
Oh, you've got to
biggest
tell your
Beck fan.
live stories because you've had a few live stories and we've missed them off.
Am I doing?
I might edit them at the start just because that'd be
Okay.
hilarious.
Oh,
Like we
no.
abruptly cut someone off and edit
Okay.
you at the start. So after this, tell your live stories.
Okay, my live stories.
You have several live
I
stories
have-
and they're all very good.
Okay. Yeah, Beck, because he's a small man. He just came on with his guitar, and
So, how small is Beck?
I'm the.
Quite small.
He's about my.
3.
Well, he's about 5'7".
About 4.
So he's not that small.
4, 5, inches tall.
Yeah, and he just kind of he's
Like
an
Rose
actor. He kind of came on as an act and came and sat down with a cowboy hat and his guitar with some of the other actors,
Sorry.
and just was in a circle like a campfire. And it was like, what are you doing?
That's so cool. But was this for the tour? Was this?
No, it was for like
was
an
this the
art
morning
project.
cycle? An art project.
Yeah, it was
Shut
poetry,
Rebecca.
visual art, and music combined, and it was Thurston Moore from Sonic Youth, Beck, Doug Aitken, and Simon Armitage, the poet.
Oh, that's
On
quite
one
cool.
night,
I would've
which
liked
was
to see
pretty
Simon
cool.
Armitage.
Could you please compress yourself into one evening more, please? And Jarvis Cocker masturbated on stage, and it was divine. So,
Do you want my live stories?
Yeah.
I instantly rate anybody who's not a traditional country artist that still wears a cowboy hat on stage.
can you name two more apart from JK from Jamiroquai?
Oh, I love JK.
The
Leave him
Edge.
alone.
JK's great. No, I'm not saying anything wrong with it. He shoots down all kinds of cherries.
No,
So
I,
with his fucking laser beam.
I'm just saying, I think it's hilarious.
But do you know anyone else that does it?
I don't, but I just think it's. I
I
just think it's.
Oh,
Steve.
Hey, look.
Steve Harry Vaughan.
I can see Matt Bellamy
But
doing
he's
it in about 5 years.
Matt Bellamy
Will-
during Night of Dodonia, he has definitely at
he's
some
done
point
it.
wore a cowboy
Yeah,
hat.
he's done
So
it.
I want to see wheelchair bound Matt Bellamy, 65, cowboy hat, that's just Sidonia.
I
A force off stage afterwards.
imagine Dave
stage
Grohl
presence. The
has
time he
done
did
it.
the solo for Hysteria,
That's
and
good.
then winked at the camera and went, "You're right."
Really complicated solo, runs, jumps, knee slide, note for note solo, as of album, winks at camera, says you're right, runs back on stage, does chorus. That's pretty good.
Like while playing, he'll like look at the camera, and go, "You're right," and then go.
Yeah, it's not easy. It's not an easy song. Note for note, anyway. But
No, it was for Hysteria. It was the Hysteria solo.
that is the hysteria song. It's the second
was
part.
it?
That's the chordal
Oh,
bit.
sorry.
And then it's.
Yeah, no, but that was the part he was doing it for. I think
Yeah, it's a good solo.
it's an amazing solo.
Do you want me to end it now and then edit her? I'm going to edit the
I've
stories.
still got loads of live stories that I can talk about.
But I mean, we're 2 hours in.
Right.
No, we're an hour in. We're an hour in. I'm just fucking dumb. It says 2 hours, but it's not. I
It's
know.
not 2 hours. It is an hour.
It is an hour. I know that for a fact. So do you want to edit
I
the
think
stories
what
at
we
the
should
start?
how to end this is you don't even tell the story. You just quickly say the notable part of what happened.
No. Make it a little bit longer than that because some of them add. I think the detail's nice. I'll edit this bit out, by the
I
way.
can think of two. What other ones are you okay.
You people you saw at the
Oh.
Jarv.
Oh.
At the Jarv.
Oh my god, no! I
Jar
can,
at
yeah,
the
I
bar.
can oh my god, should I just do that now? Should I just do that?
Yeah, just
Straight
go.
now. So, Jarvis at the Barbican with Chili Gonzalez. Basically, this is so good. I was in the lobby of the Barbican before the show began, kind of just chilling before doors opened, and I looked at someone and I was like, wow, he looks like Wes Anderson, like so much. He really looks like Wes Anderson. I was like, I'm not going to go over though, because that'd be weird, because it's probably not Wes Anderson, because why would Wes Anderson be in the same room as me? So I didn't go over. And
he very rarely is.
but the next morning, I kind of looked on Instagram at the Wes Anderson tag, because I thought maybe it was, and it was. Of course,
It
Wes
was Wes.
Anderson. Wes Anderson was
Wes.
was near me.
And who else was there?
And I got into my seat when and I looked back, and I can never say his name properly. So
If you're listening-
Bobby from Primal Scream, the lead singer of Primal Scream, was like 5 rows behind me with Jarvis's girlfriend.
Who's now dead, by the
and-
way, because you attacked her, and now she's deceased.
No
But,
comment. And was that it? That was it.
No, the Kasabian one.
The cassette. No, it's Kaiser Chiefs.
Kaiser Chiefs one.
Yeah, it's Kaiser Chiefs. Kaiser Chiefs V Festival 2016. This is so lame.
Oh no, and Jarv when he played.
Yeah, and at that
You're
same
dumb,
gig.
man.
Yeah, I forgot about that. So it was like obviously like a show kind of format, and there was one song where he came into the audience.
When he came
And when he came,
inside my ear, and it was pretty good.
yeah, so no, and there was like an empty seat in front of me, which was nice. So he came and sat and sang, perched on an empty seat facing me, and serenaded me specifically, not the rest of the Barbican. That's what I like to believe.
Yeah. That's a good story.
What actually happened
And-
was he was at 6 rows away.
Yeah,
And then
no.
you woke
Another
up.
woman. Then you woke
Maybe
up.
it's just my delusion. I don't know. But yeah, So that's quite fun.
That bag
And
of
then-
DMT
Then you
went
woke up
fast,
with
that was crazy.
Cheerios on your face, like knocked out on your kitchen table.
Yep. You know me
Yeah, that
so
happened.
well.
It was a long night.
It was-
And yeah,
Empty
Kaiser
bag of shredded
cheese.
cheese just in front of you.
Sounds about right.
Oh,
Sorry,
deep mean.
pre-shredded cheese. I'm about doing it yourself, but they're pretty
No.
fucking great.
Oh,
Fuck,
who
try-
are
yeah,
you?
yeah. Try cleaning the grater after.
Yeah, that's gay. I haven't time for that.
Without
That's because you buy a grater every time you shred cheese.
Platinum grater. But go on, and do the
The
Kaiser cheese.
Kaiser cheese one is quite funny. I don't know whether it was intentional, but
Yeah, sorry, but
Ricky Wilson. What?
I don't know. I think just saying it outright is quite funny.
All right, Ricky Wilson came to the barrier, grabbed my hand and spat in my mouth.
and that's a show, everybody.
And that's
Oh,
it.
no. Clip that. That's going at the start. That. I don't care. It's clickbait. It's at the end. I don't even care. I don't have that at the start.
I feel like we should always have like a shitty said at the start.
That's it.
We did
That's
that last week, didn't we? With the fucking Death Grips lyrics.
Yeah, that's good. Oh, that's so good. But
Was I here for last week's one?
yeah.
Yeah. I don't know if I missed one. There's so much.
No, you didn't. That's good. Thank God you missed those three. Okay, bye. Say goodbye, everyone. I want someone to say goodbye. Goodbye, everyone. It's goodbye from me, Enzo. Say goodbye, Rebecca.
Goodbye.
Say goodbye, Tom. Charlie.
Goodbye, people.